Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So let it become visible to us. So in this chapter we are reading the pastimes of Lord Parshuram, one of the 10 prominent incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Though there are so many incarnations, but mostly there are 10 incarnations that are considered to be prominent and that are highly known to all of us.
I'm sorry.
You got it, no?
It's like, you know. Okay.
Okay, so Jato Jataha Asu Prahata Parasado. Can you repeat?
Yato yato sarvaraparashvato.
Mano Anilaju Parachakra Sudarna.
Mano niloja parachakra sudana.
Tatas Chinna Bujuru Kandara.
Tatas china bujaru kandara.
Niputur Urvam Hatasuta Vanaha.
Nipturyamata sutavana.
Jato Jato Asu Paharat Parasadho.
Yato yato sao praharaparashvado.
Mano Niloja Parachakra Sudana.
Mano niloja parachakra sudana.
Tapastata Chinna Bujuru Kandara.
Tatas china bujaru kandara.
Niputur Urvam Hata Suta Vahana.
Nipeturyamata sutavana.
Can you repeat, please?
Yato yato sao praharat parashvado.
Jato Jata Saho Parat Parasado.
Mano niloja parachakra sudana.
Mano Niloja Parachakra Sudana.
Tatas chinna bujaru kandara.
Tatas Chinna Bujuru Kandara.
Nipeturuvyam hata sutavana.
Niputur Urvam Hata Suta Vahana.
Yato yato sao praharat parashvado.
Yato yato sao praharat parashvado.
Niloja parachakra sudana.
Mano niloja parachakra sudana.
Tatas chinna bajuru kandara.
Tatas Chinna Bujuru Kandara.
Udyam hata sutavahana.
Niputur Urvam Hata Suta Vahana.
You go? You want to do?
Yato yato so praharat parashvato.
Jato Jato Yasu Paharat Parasado.
Mano niloja parachakra sudana.
Mano Niloja Parachakra Sudana.
Tatas china bujaru kandara.
Tatas china bujaru kandara.
Nipetur urvayam hata sutavanaha.
Nipeturyamata
Urvam
sutavana.
Sutavana. Mataji.
Yato yato sao praharat parashvado.
Mano Niloja Parachakra
Manojara Tatastachina Bujurokandara
Word by word translation. Jataha, wherever.
Wherever.
Jataha, wherever. Asu, Lord Parshuram. Praharata, slashing. Parasadha, being expert in using his weapon.
Being expert in using his weapon.
The Parashu, or chopper. Manaha, like the mind. Anila, like the wind. Uja, being forceful. Parachakra, of the enemy's military strength. Jai Radha Krishna Nitai Shri Jagannath Shri Maharani ki
Jai.
Shudanha, killer. Tataha, there. Tataha, and there. Chinna, scattered and cut off. Bhuja, arms. Uru, legs. Kandhara, shoulders. Nipetu, fell down. Urigan, on the ground. Hatha, killed. Suta, chariot drivers. Bahana, carrier horses and elephants. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Parshuram, being expert in killing the military strength of the enemy, watched with the speed of the mind and the wind, slicing his enemies with his chopper Parshu. Wherever he ordered, the enemies fell, their legs, arms and shoulders being severed, their chariot drivers killed, and their carriers, the elephants and horses, all annihilated. Purport. In the beginning, when the army of the enemy was full of fighting soldiers, elephants and horses, Lord Parshuram proceeded into their midst at the speed of the mind to kill them. When somewhat tired, he slowed down to the speed of wind and continued to kill the enemies vigorously. The speed of mind is greater than the speed of the wind. Here is the end of the purport from His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Om Agganatimirandasya Kenanjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai
Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Prakatam Tadati Sapadam Chiklam Bandhyam Shri Guru Shri Tadatakamana Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Nitam Tam Sadivam Sadhitam Savadutam Paraganasham Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Cha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopashupika Kantara Kankanta Sute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vishwamazusite Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpatarvasya Shripa Sindhu Devacha Adidanam Bhavanam Bhuvashyamu Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Pinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shamvadi Pachashre Shatane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So before starting sharing something, I want blessing from all of the devotees available here and also blessing from Srila Prabhupada, so that whatever I say that must be in parallel and aligning with the scriptures and Sadhguru Parampara. So here we can have focused on different points, like it is stated in the Mahabharata that Lord Parshurama in the battle between Kauravas and Pandavas, in total there was 18 Akshayani soldiers got killed, and here in the pastimes of the Parshuram we see the
Same thing has been done by Lord Parshuram only, single-handed. He killed the same amount of soldiers, warriors in this pastime that happened between Kartavirjarjun and Lord Parshuram. So just we can imagine how powerful Lord Parshuram was. It's very normal that as his Lord, so he can do anything and everything whatever he likes. And once while we were in the Gurukul, so sometimes we used to do some argument. So there was one funny argument came in our mind that nowadays, as the sciences are getting developed and scientists, they're discovering different types of nuclear weapon, and just one single atom bomb can kill and destroy the whole city, just like we see the Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. And also everywhere more or less this fighting is going on, war is going on between different countries. So that's a matter of funny question, that how Lord Kalki, it is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the Canto 1, Chapter 3, verse number 25, that Vishnu Jasa Namna Brahmana Kalki Bhavisati, that in the near future Lord Kalki will be incarnated in the house of a Brahmana named Vishnu Jasa. So at that time in the Kalki Purana also it is stated how he will be in his appearance and how he will be he will have short knife in his hand. So and with this one he will kill all the asuras, and mostly even if someone they have a little bit of good consciousness and they have some good qualities inside themselves, they will not be killed, rather than they will be unconscious by Lord Kalki, and later they will be purified, and thus the new era of the Satyajug will be started. So anyway, the question is Lord Kalki will fight with the asuras of the modern age. All of the scientists, they are also called asuras by Srila Prabhupada. So at that time Lord Kalki will have a short knife in his hand, where the asuras, they will have nuclear weapon. So how it is possible for him to do fight with them? Isn't it a funny question? Because nowadays we see that they are inventing more and more dangerous nuclear weapons that can kill even there are some weapons that can kill the whole universe. I mean to say whole world. So it's here we see that by Lord everything and anything can be done. It's possible because He is Lord. And just we see here Lord Parshuram, he was killing the enemies of his opposite side in the speed of the mind. And when he got a little bit tired, then he started to kill in the speed of the wind. And in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and also in all of the scriptures, we find how mind is stronger. And there is one verse also in the Bhagavad Gita, we see 3.42. Indriyani Paranya Ahu Enjabda Paramano Manasatta Parabuddhi. That's describing that how mind are more effective and stronger than the senses, and intelligence is much more stronger than the mind and all of the senses, and the soul is the much more stronger than all of this, and ultimately Super Soul, who is the supreme controller. So just we can imagine how Lord Parshuram was killing all of the demons, I mean all of the Kshatriyas, and in the speed of the mind. And that means even we can't imagine, just like our mind is so unstable, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita by Arjuna also, that I can control the air, but it's impossible to control the mind. And of course then Lord gave him suggestion in the next verse that and he told that, oh Arjun, there's no doubt about it that mind is very stronger and it's very difficult to control the mind. But by doing the practice and by following the Vairagya, that means renouncement, we can still control our mind. So that is one thing that, from which we can keep our trust more and more to the scripture, that anything and everything is possible. And in the same chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.24, it is stated that Buddha namna Anjana Sutta Kikutesu Bhavisati, that Lord Buddha will come, and in the purport of that particular verse, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Lord Buddha incarnated 2500 years ago, but Srimad Bhagavatam was written according to the calculation that 5000 years ago by Lord Veshadeva with the help of the Ganesha. So there Srila Prabhupada was saying that this is also a proof that we can have our fully trust on the scripture, that Srimad Bhagavatam was thus announcing, thus declaring and predicting that Lord Buddha will come, and we saw that before 2500 years ago, Lord Buddha came in the same place in Gaya, in the womb of the mother Anjana. So there Srila Prabhupada told that Brahma Pramad Vipralipsha Karana Patav Arja Bigga Bhakya Nahi, that those are expert in the spiritual knowledge, and those are those are endowed with the blessing from the Lord. They know the far past, they know the present, and they know the future also. Just like when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, how Veshdev, he started writing Srimad Bhagavatam, though he has compiled all of the Puranas, Mahabharata, and all of the Upanishad, all of the Vedas, still he was unhappy. Then by the order of his spiritual master Narad Muni, how he understood that what is the main reason, main cause of his dissatisfaction that he was feeling in his heart, and thus he was instructed by Narada Muni to write the Amal Puran Srimad Bhagavatam, Tadbhag Visarga Janataga Viplab Jasmin Pratislukam Avadavati Api Namani Anantasha Risha Ankitani Jat Shunanti Gayanti Grananti Sadavaha. And it's written in the purport, in the preface of all of the cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada told that this Amal Puran Srimad Bhagavatam is so nice and so mandatory, and that is a must, and that will show the light to all of the people of the era of Kali, those who are in the mood of the darkness. And even if it's written in a way that is not properly from the grammatical point of view, or even if it is spoken not in a sequential or in a very nice way, still those who are sadhava paramahamsa, they still find interest to hear this, find interest to say this. And the same thing we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam verse spoken by Kunti Devi. Shananti Gayanti Grinanta Vishas Maranti Nandanti Tavoitam Jana Shaeva Pasanti Achiranatavakam Bhava Prabha Uparamam Padambajam. And she is saying, while she is praising to Lord Shri Krishna, Namo Pankujanabayo, Namo Pankujamalini, Namo Pankujanetraya, Namaste Pankujanabayo. So he was just praying Lord Krishna very nicely from her heart. And in one point she was saying that just by hearing, just by saying, and just feeling happiness while others are reciting the glories of the Lord Shri Krishna, one can be delivered from the material cleanses and the material threefold sufferings. So the same thing Srila Prabhupada also, the same thing also mentioned in the purport of written by Srila Prabhupada, that by hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam and by putting our complete trust on every single line, on every single words of the Srimad Bhagavatam, how we can build a strong faith in our heart. Saddha Shabde Vishwash Kahe Shrudira Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. So this is called actually Shraddha. Sometimes we define the word Shraddha as a very superficial way, but according to the Chaitanya Charitamrita written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is saying Shraddha, that means faith, is very stronger. Something by doing this process of Krishna consciousness, following this simple path, we can get anything and everything, even material, spiritual, whatever we want. Akama sarva kama muksa kama va udarade tripena bhakti yogena jate purusham param. The same thing is saying by Shukdev Goswami, that if we have some desires in the heart, if we are completely free from all types of material desires, or if we are highly liberal, and even if we are mukta purusha, atma rama cha munaya nirganti yatu krame kurvanti cha bhaktam aitakam itatuma gunahari. Even if someone is mukta purusha, just like Shukdev Goswami, he was not interested at all to any kinds of material things, and thus he was thinking better to stay in the womb of the mother, and he was staying there for the 16 years. Nowadays, it's very tough for the mother just to tolerate 9 months. But he was there in the womb of the mother for 16 years, and his father was chastising, you rascal, why don't you come out from the womb of your mother? Your mother is getting pain. So he was saying, no, I can't, because if I go out, then I will be surely attacked by the material nature. And thus he think, okay, it's better to stay here. Then Vashadeva assured him, okay, you come out, I promise that I will give you, I'm giving you assurance that you will never be afflicted by these material modes of, by the threefold miseries and by the material modes. Then, after being confirmed and got assured by Vashadeva, he came out from the womb of his mother, and immediately after he started walking forward the forest, and Lord Vashadeva was asking and calling him behind, my dear son, where are you going? Stop. But he was not heeding at all, and he was just going toward the forest. And then of course there are many other interesting stories there, how he came and how he learned this Srimad Bhagavatam. Because then Vashadeva found two woodcutters, those who are going in the forest for cutting the woods. Then he taught them two nice verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. One was like, Aho Baki Jamstana Kalakutam Jigam Sayapiya Sadhi Levigatim Dhatri Muchitam Tata Anno Kamba Dayalu Saranam Brajam. Oh, just see how merciful Lord Krishna is, that those Putana, she came just to kill, in the intention of killing Krishna, and for this purpose she actually put some very dangerous poison in her breast to kill Krishna. But still Krishna is so merciful, he has given the position of a mother in the spiritual world to Putana. So who is there in this whole universe to whom we can take shelter? Thus it is describing the kindness of Lord Krishna. And there was another verse that was saying how beautiful Krishna is, Trivanga Sundara Muralidhara. He has like all of the beauty and all of the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. And just by hearing these two verses from these woodcutters, Shukdev Goswami became so fascinated, and he immediately came to them and he asked them, please tell me more. And they said, no, we don't have anything in our store anymore. So he asked, so where can I get much more nice glorification of the Supreme that pleases our heart? Then they told, okay, then you have to go to the cottage of the Vasudev, because he knows much more, he can learn much more. So that was the technique by Vasudev to bring him back to his house. So in the Bhagavatam it is said that that's why the Sukdev Goswami was Atmarama. Atmarama chamana nirganti api urukrame kurbanti cha bhakti mahituke mitattumo gunahari. Those who are Atmarama, they don't take any kind of interest in any other aspect. Actually, they don't need help from anyone, from any material person or from any material substances. But still they feel much more interest, they feel highly interest to hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and thus all of these points are coming here just to say that how we should have faith on the scriptures, that whatever that is said in the scriptures, even sometimes it may seem to us contradictory, sometimes it may seem to us that's how it can be possible, that is beyond our mental capacity to learn, to understand these things. But still we have to put our faith strongly, firmly, because we see that it's happening. And this Krishna consciousness process, Narad Muni told in Narada Pancharatra that Tarkena Pratishtanat, just by doing some argument, we can't change heart of others, and we can't establish any kinds of rules and regulation of the spiritual things. So that's why sometimes when we see some person outside, they are highly eager to do some argument and debate with us, especially during book marathon. Maybe you have got some kind of experience like this. And so we should not we should never actually engage ourselves in debating with others about these scriptures to prove that it's right or wrong. Because inquiring and argumenting is totally different subject matter. The person who want to do argument, he has always this tendency in his heart not to accept the truth from you, because he has this tendency. However, somehow or other, I will not take whatever he says. Rather than I will try to put my philosophy forcefully to him. That's why, when a glass is full of water, even if we try our best, we can't put even a drop of water there, because it will come out surely. So, but those who are inquiring, their style of talking is different from other. Surely we can feel it, and we can feel that how they are getting convinced, and of course the questions from a person is also proof how he is, because those who are stupid people, they make some nonsense questions, but those who are like really interested in Krishna consciousness, their questions is very subtle and very deep actually. Just like we see the same incident while Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he came in the temple. Srila Prabhupada was giving the lecture, and he was asking, after finishing the lecture, he was asking Prabhupada, so Swamiji, I have a question. Like, for example, I started following this Bhakti Yoga, and after a few time, or I got fall down. So what will be my situation? Then Srila Prabhupada gave the answer just like Arjuna asked the same question to Krishna. And Prabhupada told, it never, Nehava Kramana Shasti Pratabhaya Vidyate Salpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahata Bharat. Even if we do a little bit of bhakti, that can save us from very dangerous situation in our life. So just like if we are doctor or engineer right now, and in our next life we can't demand, in my previous life I was a doctor, so please allow me to do treatment and recognize me as a doctor. It's not possible. We have to again start from A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, and D for doll. We have to again from ABCD. But this Bhakti Yoga, it never got banished. Even if we do a little bit, still it's like a mathematics. Like His Grace Sadhushan Prabhu was saying like this. It's like when we have some viruses in our computer, so we take some antivirus, and all of these affected files, they got treated by antivirus one after one. And if there is like 100 problems, 100 viruses there, so it's like mathematically 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. All of this gets removed. So if we, like, for example, if we have like 20 problems in our life, so in this life, if we solve 5 problems, or even if 1 problems, just like lust, anger, greed, envy, and there are so many problems, and so many qualities we have to attain as a devotee in this Krishna consciousness. So if we can solve 5 problems, then in our next life we will get a good chance. Of course, there is no doubt. And then from there we will again start from 6, 7, 8, 9 like this. So it's like a mathematical charm, and it as Krishna told that there is no loss in this Krishna consciousness. So the same question was asked by Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj to Srila Prabhupada, and after his departure, after when Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj left the temple, so Srila Prabhupada was saying to his intimate devotees that I guarantee this boy will be devotee one day. And as we see, how he helped Srila Prabhupada, and how so many services he did in Krishna consciousness movement. So actually asking questions is also proof that what type of person he is. When you will see some intelligent person, sometimes, especially this is the mentality of the Indian people. I'm of course originated from India. Sometimes they come to the temple, and you are fascinated by seeing the beauty of the Lord, how he is dressed, and so nice. He's smiling, and so nice things. But some stupid came and they asked me, "Oh, I see. These are made by wood or these are made by stone." The ladies, these are made by stone. Just sometimes they ask this kind of question, and all of your emotions immediately got down just hearing these nonsense questions. So that's why it is said that a fool can be recognized only when he starts speaking, and that's why Krishna gave us 2 ears, and one mouth, so that we hear double than what we speak.
Sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, the situation will be something very dangerous. And so the point we are starting, the point from where we are speaking so many things, we are trying to understand that we have to put our strong faith on the scriptures, that whatever it is said in the scripture, that must be true. Of course, sometimes we see there are so many contradictions. The same thing is said, and the same, and the opposite, completely 180-degree opposite things are said in some other scripture or some other aspect. So we have to, of course, at that time we have to make a proper balance why it is said. Just like, for example, in our temple we have an academy of learning instruments and music. So while we are reading from different quotation of Srila Prabhupada, how it should be the standard of the kirtan, and Srila Prabhupada mentioned many times that we should not use the harmonium for kirtan. And but nowadays we see that all of our gurus, acharyas, and still we are also using harmonium. And if you just read one or two quotations from Srila Prabhupada, then you will got bewildered surely, because he was so strongly said that there is no need of using harmonium. And he was chastising one of his disciples. Do you think you are much more intelligent than Lord Sri Chaitanya? In his time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just using simply kartal and mridanga. So if he wished, he could use. At that time, there was some veena and sitara. There's a very old Indian musical instrument. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved that. That means, thus Srila Prabhupada was giving the evidence that we don't need to be inclined for other instruments, especially he was forcing to harmonium and guitar, all of this. But while you will read more and more, and you will find some other quotations from Srila Prabhupada, he was saying, in the road sankirtan, we can use harmonium, mridanga, kartal, jhampa, like this. And again, in one day, while he was with his personal servant Bhakti Charya Swami Guru Maharaj, so Srila Prabhupada was, someone was singing in the temple hall, and Srila Prabhupada was asking to Bhakti Charya Swami, who is singing with harmonium? Tell him that I told to stop it. So he went there, and Bhakti Charya Swami went there in the temple hall, and he saw that Bharadaj Prabhu was playing. So he told that Srila Prabhupada want you not to play harmonium. And he came back and he told Srila Prabhupada that Bharadaj Prabhu is playing the harmonium. Then Srila Prabhupada said, "Oh, it's Bharadaj. Okay, he can play, no problem." So just imagine, he was approving. So and the more we will read, there are many quotations like this, where Srila Prabhupada was approving to some devotees, where he was totally against of using these instruments. So if you read more and more, and if you see the context, in some cases Srila Prabhupada gave permission, in some cases not. So the main purpose, wherever there are not any restriction, there is a high tendency and propensity of being whimsical. So Srila Prabhupada was trying to keep it restricted in this way, so that we don't give too much focus on the instruments, rather than focusing on the Harinam, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because you will see, wherever there are so many instruments, even sometimes it happens you don't hear in what tune the singer is singing. Sometimes it happens, especially if the sound of the jhampa is too much. So that's why all of these rules and regulations are given by acharyas, by Lord himself, by his incarnations, so that we can restrict ourselves, and little by little, step by step, we can since we can control our senses, again we can control our mind, though it's not so easy as we see here. Even for the Arjuna, he was saying that I can control the air, but it's really impossible for me to control the mind. But then Krishna gave this suggestion: Asansaya Mahabhava Mano Durnigraha Chalam Abbasano Tukantayo Bhagana Chagrihate. You can do it. It's there is no doubt, oh my dear Arjun, mind is really restless and it's very difficult to control. But by doing practice, by following the renunciation, we can do it. But of course, we can't, hope that it will be within one day or within 1 month, within 1 year. It may take our whole lifetime to get a good quality, to remove the bad propensities from us. But still, we should not be hopeless, because this is the one thing Rupa Goswami told, that उत्साह निश्चात धैर्य तत्व कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगतेगा सदवित्ति सर्वी भक्तिर प्रसिद्धते. Utsaha Nishchat Dharja. He told that we have to have Utsaha, eagerness. Nishchat Dharja, that we have to be also, we have to have perseverance, and Nishchat, we have to be confident enough that okay, the process is right. Maybe because of my default, it's not working properly for me right now, but it will take time, and ultimately one day I'll be able to overcome these problems. So this confidence should be there, of course. Otherwise, if we be hopeless, then there is no question of practicing anymore. Like for example, when one thing, okay, this medicine will not work for me, he will never take this medicine, and even if he take it, it will not work, because mostly our body works according to the psychology. So that's the point I wanted to discuss, but I am very less intelligent, so let's have a recap what we discussed. So we are discussing how mostly we have focused on this point, how we should have more faith on the scripture, more and more faith. And this faith only comes when we will take the association of the devotees who has a strong faith on the scripture. And then we are discussing how Srila Prabhupada was saying in the Srimad Bhagavatam that those who are arja, those who are expert, they can see the future, what's going to be happening. And even I know some of the devotees, they can do some prediction, and most of the cases it becomes true. So when we become purified more and more, then even in our particular stage also we can get help from Krishna. He shows us so many omens, he shows us so many symptoms, so that we can follow this path to be more and more closer to him, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Dadami buddhi yogam tam mam jano prajantite. I give intelligence to that person. Tesham chatata yuktanam bhujatam pratipurvakam. Only to this person, those who are trying to love me with their heart, and satatam, constantly, not like one day to 64 rounds and another day we don't know where is our beat, but constantly chanting 64 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles and not making any offense to the Vaishnavas. Then we are discussing how Lord Parshuram killed all of his enemies, as he was Lord. He is Lord, so he can do anything and everything. And of course, we also discussed how we should have faith on the words of the Acharyas, and we should have perseverance. We should be confident, and obviously we should be more and more eager to know and to try to love to Krishna. And because according to the Rupa Goswami, he was saying that only by the tatralollampi mullamekanam janmakuti nasukruti labbate Krishna bhakti rasa bhaktamati kriyatam jadi kutapi labbate tatralollam api mullamekanam janmakuti sakritam na labbate. That by accumulating sukritis, even thousands and thousands lifetime, one cannot get the mercy of the Krishna. Just by only having the lollam, eagerness and greed to hear and to speak about Krishna, to share this Krishna consciousness to others, as Kunti Maharani told, we can get more and more taste for Krishna and for this bhakti yoga, and thus we can overcome all of the problems that we are facing. But surely it will take time, and we should not be hopeless. Thank you so much. We have 2 minutes still, so you can make any comments and corrections. Of course, not any questions. Shantatma Prabhu.
I don't have anything.
Prabhu.
Thank you, bro. Where did you learn this singing?
Sorry?
Singing like this?
That is not a question regarding our class.
Okay, okay. No, but it was part of the class. Sorry.
Okay, Amar Puran Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Anything else?
But what is the you mentioned devotees may be hopeless, so that this happens, you know. So can you? So what is the? You want to say something about this? Or you said, and then you said Rupa Goswami said advise otherwise. Like why would the devotee be hopeless? How does that happen?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are different angle of points we can discuss. One of the reason when we don't care about the offenses, then it mostly happen. That is the main and prominent reason, because even from the social point of view, even a person who is not religious or spiritualist, still he or she has to have a good relationship with his neighbors, with his family members, isn't it? And if we don't have a good relationship with our family members, with our social members, then we can't have a good life. Then easily we'll get frustrated, because nobody will take care of us, and nobody will put their trust upon us, and there will be huge distance. So what about in the association of the Vaishnavas, where it's much more sensitive? You know, as Sridhar Mahaprabhu told, it's like just like an elephant mad who goes to the nice garden and destroy everything. So that's why this is the main reason. If we make offenses to the Vaishnavas, even sometimes we may think, oh, he is a newcomer, so I can chastise him. Then it may be dangerous, because we don't know. Every sadhu, guru, and every senior devotees in ISKCON, one time they were also junior, isn't it? So we have to respect even the juniors. Of course, even we chastise someone, then there may have some good reasons behind this. Sometimes this chastisement can be very beneficial for us, because as a senior devotee, they know what's problem going in our life, and they can see the future, and then they chastise or they give some advice for our betterment only. And sometimes due to our ignorance or due to our immaturity, we don't get it, and we got angry or we react in a negative way. But still, seniors should not take offense, because they should think in this way, because they are immature, they don't understand. At one time we are also like this. So, and then because those who are good devotee, they always got repentant for their mistakes. So ultimately, if we understand that all of us, we are struggling somehow or other in every stage. So that's why if we don't make offense and don't take offense, then it will be easier to be enthusiastic in our spiritual life. So that is the main reason what I saw in my practical life also, making offenses to the Vaishnavas. And the second one can be not taking the association of the sincere devotees, enthusiastic devotees. Sometimes, because in ISKCON we have to be practical, of course. All of us, we are not in a same stage. Some of us, we just started our bhakti, so we have so many confusions, we are doing so many mistakes, we are cherishing so many material desires. and then according to our position, our acts happen normally. So we should not criticize others, but at the same time we should be alert also to whom we associate, to whom we should not. That's why you should be eager to associate the senior and sincere devotees, those have this taste, those have this eagerness. It's not of my saying, it's Rupa Goswami who told this in Nectar of Instruction, verse number 5. Krishna iti jasagata manasadhyata dikkastati tapnartyavicha vajanta mesham shushraya vajana vigam anannam anno nindadi sunnaridam isprita shangalabda. He told that when we see a neophyte devotee, when we see a materialistic person, still they are thinking about Krishna coming to the temple, we should pay our obeisances in the mind. Then when we see someone taking initiation and following this path of bhakti, we should pay our obeisances to them, not in mind directly, and we should encourage them more and more. And those who are under nindadi sunnaridam isprita shangalabda, those who never criticize others, and those who are very strict in bhakti, we should be eager to serve them and take blessing from them. So yeah, we should not be blind in Krishna consciousness. Even in terms of getting associated, in terms of association, we should make the distinction. Of course, that doesn't mean we should criticize. If I am not taking association of some devotee or any person, that doesn't mean I should criticize him, behind him to others. I am not taking his association because I think I am not getting inspiration from him. But that doesn't mean I have to criticize him. If we criticize, then all of his bad qualities will come to us. And it's not like something theoretical. It's really practical. You will see that. Very soon his problem will come to your life. And that's why it's always good not to criticize any devotees. Of course, in some cases there is need. Those who are in management position, sometimes they need to do it for the betterment of everyone. Because otherwise, when you see, if there is only single potato in the sack, then all of the potatoes got rotten. So that time it's important and urgent to make this potato separated. Otherwise, for one you will lose all of them. Anyway, so if I answer you in one line, that thing, the first, trying our best not to make offense to the Vaishnavas, and following the association of the devotees, those who have this enthusiasm, then there is less propensity, there is less tendency of being hopeless. Thank you so much. And I am from Bengal, that's why we know how to sing a bit. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Amar Puran Srimad Bhagavatam ki, all glories to Srimad Hare Krishna.